This is Byron Underwood with Coldwell Banker United Realtors from the Houston Success Center, here to show you a quick video about how to use our new Fusion program for the MLS. You can see I've already logged into har.com by entering my public and private ID. On my login screen now, to go into Tempo, I have two options: the regular Tempo MLS or Fusion Beta. The Beta will go away once Fusion comes online for everyone. So I'm going to click on Enter Fusion Beta, and off I go. Here's our new Fusion dashboard. There's some gadgets here that I'd like to show you. First, I have one screen that gives me information from HAR, perhaps a quick note or something like that. I'm going to move that out of the way. Most of these gadgets are movable, so I can put them where I can reach them quickly. I have resources. This is like on my old links button on Tempo, where I can get to the different MLS links and my data input sheets. If I wanted to look up school information or whatever, it's right in there. I've got a hot sheet button as well. You can see I have a saved search in my hot sheet, and I'm going to go back a couple of days, and you can see I have 9 expired listings in there, so I could click on that and open it and then take a look at my hot properties. Here are my contacts. They're listed for me in alphabetical order by first name. I can add a contact directly from this screen, or if I need contact information, for example, here's Tyrone Shoelace and his phone number and email address. I can email Tyrone directly from here, or print out the contact information, delete, or even edit the contact information. And they're all here alphabetically, so I can scroll through them quickly. I have an inventory watch gadget as well, and this is set up for my listings. I can look at my office by hitting that drop-down menu, or I can look at my firm. So if I'm on property time, this is a great way for me to go in and click on the listings that my office has. 37 pending or 26 pending and 37 active listings, open houses that are set up. So very nice screen or gadget that I can use. There's a fast find button as well, so I can look up a property. Let's look up an address. I'm going to go into Sienna Plantation. There's a street in Sienna Plantation called Hill Family. You can see there are 3 listings on Hill Family, 2 actives and a pending. The active is one of ours. See that? Cold 08. So it's a Sugarland listing at 3615 Hill Family. And I can access that information very quickly. I'm going to go back to my fast find or my dashboard, and then instead I'm going to look by location. Perhaps I have someone who calls me up and says, "Hey, we really like that house over there, or the location of that house on Hill Family. Could you find us ones that are some that are like that within that specific area?" So here I'm going to go ahead and look within a half a mile of 3615 Hill Family in Missouri City. Single family homes, and I can put some other information in there as well. Hit search, and I should get some results here in just a second. And sure enough, within a half mile of that house, look at that, I have 33 active listings. So let me close that, go back to our front screen. So that's my front dashboard for the new Fusion MLS program. Now let's go and move around in the search screen. Just like Tempo, I can access the search screen by hovering over the search button at the top of my page. You can see that I have the same options that I had before with family. Oops, I clicked that button before I wanted to. Single family, multifamily, and the like, but I also have office or open houses that I can search for now. So there's a lot of different options that way. So I'm going to go in and do a single family search, and I don't necessarily want to look at option pending continue to show. So I hit that eraser button, and I can get my active listings. Let's go look in say Sienna Plantation, since we were down there already. And when I tab out of there, I should start to see some results for Sienna Plantation. And sure enough, here's one, whoops, that someone has put in Sienna Plantation that's way out here, so something's wrong there. But look at all these properties that I have down in Sienna Plantation. There's 141 active listings in the MLS in the subdivision Sienna Plantation. Of course, now I can begin to reduce the size of my matches by adding more data, more criteria. So I only want to look at 4-bedroom homes, and in fact I don't want between. My buyer is very particular, and they want 4 bedrooms only, so I put there is 4 bedrooms. Did you see that? I have a nice drop down menu now next to number of bedrooms, and I can put less than, more than, or is, or between, and get information. So I could say more, or 4 or more bedrooms, and that changes. I'm up to 114 listings. So I also want to look by, I want to split this neighborhood up a little bit. And so I know it's hard to see, but this is my drawing tool over on the right hand side. I want to go in and do a multi-sided figure. Before I get in there, let's drop out of that for a second. Let's zoom in a little bit to Sienna Plantation so I can see the different parts of it. And I would like to, let's get out of that drawing shape just for a minute. I would like to move the screen to the middle, so I just drag and slide over just like I could before. But let's say I have a buyer who's very particular about what side or what part of Sienna Plantation that they live on. So here's Sienna Parkway, and my buyer specifically wants the west side of Sienna Plantation. So I'm going to come in here with my polygon tool, and they want to be south of the levee. So I'm going to come in here and actually follow Sienna Parkway. It doesn't become so critical till I get up in here. And the neat thing is, I now have up to 32 sides when I do this. That's a lot of sides. But as I click through, get back to where I started, and there's my search. So now I'm down to 44 matches. You see that? How it just automatically changes my search results. Perhaps I want to change this again. In the old MLS, in the old tempo, in order to change this, I'd have to get rid of my figure altogether and start over again. But not anymore. I re-click on the polygon tool, and I end up with my bars where I can grab. And I just keep re-clicking. I need to zoom back in until I get to the shape that I want. Whoops, a little high there. So I can move it around as one big piece, or I can grab individual sides. So let me click on my polygon again, get my sides. Perhaps I want to get out of those properties. Isn't this cool? Move this over until I get get it looking the way that I want. Go right around that one house right there. Now I'm down to 37 matches. So that's a great new search ability that we have, to be able to modify the shape of our polygon to either add area or take area away. So I also want to come in here, and down here at the bottom I want to show you that, well, let's come in and let's say that I have a house that, or I want to be over 3,000, but I also know that I want to be under 4. We've done that search before, haven't we? So I could put is or between or less than, just like the other screen, between or is or more or less. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. But I want to put this up by my other search. So if I grab that, click on building square feet, I can put it up here next to the other criteria that I am searching with. And I can move the ones that I'm not using, I can move those down and out of the way. So if I were to use a search over again, then perhaps it would be beneficial to me to be able to save this search and move the criteria near the top that I've been using. So let me see if I can grab subdivision here. Of course, as soon as you start talking about it, then you can't do it. There we go. Slide that up. Let's put it right here under list price and see if I can't get this subdivision button. Nope, for some reason I'm not able to grab it. But you saw how I was able to move that. Now, as I'm going through my search, perhaps I want to review what criteria that I've already put in my search. So I can click on the bottom, this tab that says Criteria Summary, and it very quickly shows me what I've added to my search screen to be able to get the results that I've had, or that I have. So how many times has this happened to you, by the way? You're doing a search and all of a sudden somebody calls and they need information right away. And we have this dilemma. Do we delete this and start again? Do we save it as a saved search? Or, well, now we have the ability by clicking on this little tab right at the top, we can create a new search without old. Isn't that cool? And then delete it as well without hurting the old search that we already have. So let me get to my original search. I'm still in my front criteria screen. I can hover over each of these properties, look at the picture and a little bit of information. If I want to, I can look at a full report. We'll get to those in a little bit. I can look at the photographs. I can map this. I can print. I get a lot of different print options. I can email. I can get driving directions. And this is a neat feature now. I can link this property to one of my contacts. And I think that's really, really cool. So I come in, click on the link this, come down, click on the person I want to link it to. Okay, and then if I go back to my home screen, well, there's my contacts right there, Contact Manager. Go into there's Tyrone. Tyrone has 11 listings associated with his name. Do you see that? I can go in there and specifically look at the ones that I've linked to him. So I may be doing a search and I notice something that another client might want. I can immediately just link that over to him and then mess around with it later if I want to. So let me go back to my search again by clicking at the top. There are my results. Here's that property on Bluebird again. I can look at the tax record from here, school information, and my archive report. So from this front screen, without even going into my details, I have a lot of options right here in front of me. I think it's pretty cool. This has been a look at Fusion MLS's criteria screen. I'm Byron Underwood with Coldwell Banker United Realtors from the Houston Success Center. Make it a great day.